almost forgot. It's Take Action August, and today is the 7th, and I almost didn't do a video. But hey, so I'm here now. I'm going to make it quick. And we're going to talk a little bit about menu planning. However you choose to do your menus are totally up to you. What I highly recommend is that you come up with 3 or 4 things that you absolutely adore and just kind of cycle those around until you really get into the habit of making the best menus for you. There's plenty of things you can look at on Pinterest that tell you, you can do this, or you can do a low carb diet, or you can do, all kinds of stuff. I got this really, really cool book the other day. It's Easy Meal Prep from my new favorite store, Ollie's. And they have a really, really good menu plans in here. So this one's a dairy-free plan. There's a vegetarian plan. And they've got like some really good options in here. So like the vegetarian plan, for breakfast they have berry vanilla high protein pancakes, which contain protein powder. So mommy gonna make them? No, mommy ain't gonna make them. But I can come up with something similar that might work for me. Snack, a nut butter roll-up. I'm doing that instead of the breakfast because that's actually pretty tasty. Basically, what I end up doing is the Elvis, which I demonstrated the other day. Just do it in a roll-up instead of doing it in on a piece of toast. Superfood green salad. So I have the giant pillow of greens that I'm working through. Chocolate granola with Greek yogurt. It's okay. Ultimate black bean burger. And then day 2, the same thing, the pancakes, roll up, green salad, and then day 3, mocha monkey. Don't know what that is. Apple cinnamon walnut muffin, falafel bowl, peanut butter brownie, vegetable and tofu skewers. So they basically are giving you, the same foods, just, different courses of the day. The low carb plan, egg and cheese English muffin, sweet and salty trail mix with Greek yogurt. But, so there's a lot of really good available resources for you. Like I said, there's tons of stuff on Pinterest. You can find just about any kind of diet that you're looking for. And so, but one of the things that you really need to do is keep it really, really simple. Don't eat anything that says diet, really, because like I said the other day, if they've taken out the sugar, they've upped the fat. If they've taken out the fat, they've upped the sugar. So really, really be careful with your labels. And honestly, if you can't pronounce it or you have no idea where it came from, then that's maybe something you shouldn't be putting in your body. But hey, check out what I scored today. Yeah. Hill Country honey. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. I use honey on my parfaits, and I use it, like I said, drizzled on top of my Elvises and stuff like that. So, but anyway, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and I know I seem to be going kind of fast, but it's like 9 p.m. and I'm exhausted and I want to go to bed. My girlfriend and I went out to Wimberley, which is a beautiful, beautiful town out in the hill country. And I know my hair's a hot mess because I did a protein treatment on it. And so we went to this cute little town called Wimberley, which is just, this cute little hamlet up in the hills. And we had this really beautiful lunch at this gorgeous little cafe that had a vegetarian menu. And so I got green beans and grilled Brussels sprouts and some pasta salad, which I was kind of disappointed with the pasta salad because literally it was pasta with Italian dressing. I mean, it didn't have any olives chopped into it or any mushrooms chopped into it or any kind of veggie uppy. But, if I made that for myself, okay, next Tuesday or the next time I cook for y'all, I'll make you my pasta salad. So last night I made the vegan Alfredo sauce, which actually was kind of interesting. It was a Yukon Gold potato and a bunch of other stuff and pureed in the blender. It was so funny. I felt like that little Mexican cook I love to watch so much, en la licuadora, and just, blend it up, and it was so much fun. But definitely, and everybody ate it, so it must not have been that horrible. But and that's one of the things is we honestly think that vegetarian food or vegan food is going to be flavorless or gross or disgusting or no fun or whatever. But a lot of times it's really super tasty. Um, so when you're doing your menu plan, one of the biggest hurdles is there's a whole bunch of food myths out there that you have to eat 5 meals a day or 3 meals a day, or you have to have 3 meals and a snack or whatever. And the whole eating program that the standard American diet is set up is based on antiquated stuff from centuries ago, from from the foundation of the country. But breakfast and lunch should be the majority of your calories for the day. And this is what I'm reading across the board. So you should eat the majority of your calories before 3 p.m. And then towards the end of the evening, just something a little on the light side. But lunch really should be your biggest meal, and breakfast should be something very, very simple. Lunch should be something grand. Dinner should be something very simple. And one of the biggest problems is that if you eat something too big before you go to sleep, your body is spending the whole night working on that food instead of helping your body regenerate and do the good things that your body needs to do. So when you're planning your meal, keep that in mind. But remember, your plate, make it the majority of it is going to be fruits and vegetables with a little bit of meat, a little bit of carb. That's really kind of the best thing to eat. Dr. Vong, who, I've been with for a long time, he recommends a green smoothie for breakfast, a big salad for lunch, and a very, very simple, moderate dinner. So like a little bit of meat and some veggies for dinner. I've never been a huge fan of giant salads. One of the things is one of the big problems is, this is my volume. I mean, I can't really eat a lot. So you have this big giant plate and it's kind of hard to get it down. So, I tend to eat cooked vegetables, and I'm a huge fan of boiled carrots. And I could just live on boiled carrots and just be totally happy, totally happy. But when it comes to snacks, piece of fruit is wonderful. I went to the produce market yesterday, loaded up on some absolutely gorgeous fruit. I got some blackberries, I got some strawberries, and I got some blueberries. And the majority of those are probably going to end up in what I call IQF, individually quick frozen, because I can't eat them fast enough. And then nobody else in the family kind of is into big fruit piles, kind of like me. So what I end up doing is I cut them up, I lay them on parchment, I stick them in the freezer, and when they get hard, I just when they get frozen solid, just remove them off of the parchment, and I stick them in a bag. And so then they're available for when I'm doing my smoothies or when I'm doing my parfaits or anything along those lines, or anytime I just want some quick fruit. And frozen fruit's really good. And a lot of times what you can do is you can puree your frozen fruit, and with a little bit of lemon juice or some orange juice to up the flavor a little bit, and then boom, you got a sorbet. I mean, granted, you can add a little simple syrup into it if you like, but for the most part, the fruit juice is just fine. And honestly, cherries makes everything better. You throw some cherries into just about anything, and oh my God, when it comes to fruit, and it just kicks the volume up and just makes them absolutely delicious. So when you're doing menu planning, think about how many meals are you going to be planning? Like if you go out to lunch, if you go out to lunch every Tuesday with this person and you go out to dinner every Friday with your spouse, then those are meals that you're not going to plan because it's in your plan that you're going to be going out. Plan your breakfasts. Overnight oats is a good breakfast. Your smoothies are a good breakfast. Tomorrow I'm going to be making my little breakfast bites, which are egg and veggie and a little bit of cheese, and it's going to help me use up the giant pillow of greens. And you know, like if you want, if you're not making them vegetarian, you can throw a little bacon bit in there if you want to, and that kind of ups the flavor. But you know, so I'll be making those tomorrow, and I'll have those in the freezer and take a couple of those out, and boom, I've got a pretty quick breakfast. And then for lunch, I try to keep it real simple, like an open face sandwich, like avocado toast. I like to make soups, like I mentioned the other day, using a little bit of flavored tomato and just throw a bunch of veggies in there and cook it, and then boom, that's something yummy. Or make some kind of a ramen, but not with as much noodles, but with more vegetables. Later in the week, I did order Misfits Foods, so I'll be unboxing that with you and showing you how I'm going to be working with those particular produce products. But you know, when it comes to snacking, now snacking is a very dangerous thing, because it's kind of like telling an alcoholic that you can have an airplane mini. It's an airplane mini. How's it going to hurt you? You know, when you have a food obsession, or when you have food issues, or whatever the food issue you had that got you to the point where you needed bariatric surgery, you know, part of that problem is snacking. And, you know, and granted, because, you know, snack foods are so easy to get your paws on, and there's so many of them that are, you know, have a lot of, you know, what I said the other day, you know, salt, fat, and sugar. So you're addicted to them. You want to eat them. There's a lot to them. There's a lot, you know, and then up here you start thinking, ooh, I want a snack, but it's only a little piece of chocolate or whatever. And it just turns into a slippery slope. So if you're going to snack, have a piece of fruit. Have some fruit, have some cherries, have some peaches, have some strawberries, have a banana, have something that's not going to throw you completely off track. Because when you eat something that's off track, what ends up happening is that you just go down that spiral, and you just don't want to go down that spiral, because that's going to put you back into regain, and that's going to make you all upset with yourself, and you're going to be all, why did I spend all this money, and I had this surgery, and oh, drama. So, you know, watch your slippery slopes. You know what your slippery slopes are. You're going to start seeing it when the scale starts going up. You don't want that. No. Drink your water. Right. Okay, the important stuff. So, menu planning. Go online, look for menus, look for anything that looks interesting for you. And remember, keep the majority of your calories in the morning, because that's when you're designed to, you know, digest and use them all up, and just have a little something light for dinner. The big old supper thing for dinner came from, you know, royalty in Europe when it came over from the old country, when this country was founded. Nobody eats that way over there. Honestly, they don't. So get yourself some European friends and have them show you their fridges, and you're like, oh my God, we're Americans, we're crazy because we have way too much food. We don't need it. We don't need it. So anyways, so that's it for tonight. Tomorrow we're going to be doing some arts and crafts. So I'm showing you some things that I'm working on. Getting ready for a craft fair that I'm going to be doing later in the year. And so there you go. So that's it. So that's the 9th. I'm sorry, that's Take Action August, day number 7. And plan a meal. Because remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Yeah. And so what worked for you in the past got you fat. So you got to do something different if you want to get thin. That's the whole point of Take Action August. Okay? So find yourself some skinny friends to emulate and see how they do it, and see if you can learn something. That's YouTube is full of them. Alrighty, my all. I love ya. And remember, if you like this content, give me a thumbs up. Share it. Subscribe. Make me happy. I love you. And until tomorrow, when we talk about some arts and crafts, night night.